You are listening to Thunderbolt Sports Talk. Here are your hosts, Charlie Adams and Timothy Yee.
Welcome to episode number 12 of Season 2 of Thunderbolt Sports Talk. We're back live here in constantly heating up Mr. LaBanca's green room. And finally joined back by Tim. Tim, tell us the sports results from when you were gone, back when Cranston East remembered how to win a game.
All right. I guess we'll forget about the whole trip to Cambodia then. So
We got time.
yeah, I guess we have time. But boys volleyball versus LaSalle, they swept them.
Wow.
So
I wonder how that game would have gone.
Yeah.
If you were turned by that.
I think they still would have won, Jazz. But I think the societal pressures of my return, really messed people up kind of.
Hey,
And
we'll see.
That's my theory. They'll get back on track though. They recently lost 3-1 at North Kingstown, so we'll skip over to that. Let's just get that over with. Softball is still undefeated. They on April 29th they had a 13-3 win versus Mount St. Charles. Isabella Souza has been the absolute star of this softball squad. I'm not going to delve into any softball or baseball teams because I don't want to be called a fraud, which I already am, but, we don't have to get into that any further. Boys tennis continues to have a crushing season, as in a crushing the other opponent season. 7-0 win versus Situate Johnston. Fowler, Gunde, Sigler, with Alice Lopez, the singles winners there. Barrera Shi, Fabiana Herman, and Song and John Johan Naraki, the doubles teams winners there. They also took the 7-0 win versus Situate Johnson again, which was yesterday. Same type of teams there. Baseball has been up and down, but mainly leaning more up. April 29, 5-3 win versus Cumberland. Jason Tolentino, 2 homers, whatever. Boys lacrosse, they could do better. They haven't won a game yet, but maybe with the so-called Prodigal Son returning, they get something going. 12-0 loss at East Providence on April 29th. Alex Friederchuk, 19 saves. I guess he's the goalie now for the lacrosse team. 2015 loss on April 30th for the girls lacrosse team versus Mount St. Charles. They had a little bit of a comeback effort there, but fell short. Lily Tillinghast, 8 goals there, 3 assists. Alyssa Pereira, second in goal scoring, 3 goals, 4 assists. Maddie Flynn, 2 goals, 3 assists. Bella Dupree, a goal and 5 assists. And Leah Jimenez with a goal herself. And to continue on from that, baseball, May 1st, a.k.a. when I officially returned to Cranston High School East, a 14-3 win at Moses Brown. Carlos Morejo, 3 for 4 RBIs and a walk. Josh Pozo at the mound. Did I get that?
Yep.
Okay. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. And to continue on that loss at North Kingstown, Caleb Schum, 32 assists, 9 digs, and a block. Carlos Laura, 7 kills, 14 digs, 2 blocks. Larry Yin, 21 digs and an assist. Tafa Ndoye, 11 kills, a block, and a dig. And Charles Princeton, 8 kills, 4 digs. That ends the series versus North Kingstown. Boats losing both of them. Well, first in the beginning of the season at home, and the second one, they won a set there. It's still a 3-1 loss at North Kingstown. And then we get to today, where on the schedule, 4 o'clock, baseball versus Portsmouth and softball versus Central at 4:30. Both of them will be home games. Baseball will be playing at the stadium, softball at the Brayton Ave complex, and that is where we stand today.
Well, you just said how North Kingstown took down our 9-game win streak that belonged to boys volleyball on the day that you stepped back into Cranston High School East. For the first time since you went to Cambodia, that can't be much of a coincidence. I don't know if Mr. Traff knew your vacation schedule and decided to put all the rough opponents like North Kingstown and LaSalle before you left and then put them right when you come back, but a little bit uncanny. There's plenty more win streaks around Cranston East still alive.
Maybe some ops in administration leading to, the so-called curse is upon me. But I like to think, did Eric Rube attend that North Kingstown game?
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, so maybe the pressures of, trying to impress a man of his stature and then trying to impress the people at home versus a very, very tough squad. NK always up there for the volleyball season. Just trying to beat them. Wasn't their best game, but they're going to bounce back. I know they're going to bounce back.
Well, hopefully they bounce back with you on the headset, because you've been not on any broadcasts, but you're returning to do these lacrosse games and do more action for Cranston East. And I don't know, maybe you are the reverse curse for the boys and girls lacrosse team still looking for their first wins. Mm-hmm. We've seen big streaks coming from boys tennis as well as girls softball.
Yeah.
And softball, they played a scrimmage. Not sure that went their way, but it doesn't really count. So their streak continues, and hopefully they'll take another one here. They beat Central bad the first time they played. Sure, it's going to be pretty close to the same result. And Tim, you were looking to have Met Trumpets, a.k.a. Edwin Diaz and Timmy Trumpets, playing when you walked into the podcast today?
Well, that didn't happen, but either way, I'm happy to be back on the headset, be back on the mic. So, I'm just appreciative that I'm here. I'm here in America. I'm here with great friends, great family, great everybody. And I can't wait to get back.
You came back at the perfect time, and that's because your Miami Heat are no longer in the playoffs, and you're right here to talk about it. The Boston Celtics eliminating the Miami Heat in the first round of the playoffs. Celtics just cruised through that series. Didn't even make it look very difficult, as it wasn't very difficult because the Celtics versus the Heat is a no contest. You know who's winning that. Boston won in 5 games. What are your thoughts on that series and the Miami Heat season now that it's over and a failure?
Well, I guess you could call it a failure on your point of view, Chaz. But, I'm so happy that you're really, really, really proud of this series win over a dilapidated Miami Heat, which lost a lot to injury, including star player and Celtic killer Jimmy Butler. Terry Rozier was not anywhere to be seen in the series because he was also out with a neck injury. And then, when you have Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo leading the offense, mainly more Tyler Hero, who for some reason we can't seem to move on from. It's kind of tough. I'm glad the season is over. It was a very, very difficult season to defend. As much as I love the Miami Heat, I understand that, in the off season we do have to make some changes. We do have to, add some players in. We have to add some game changers. We've tried multiple times, especially last off season. I mean, Dame Lillard was the talk of the town before it wasn't. Apparently, maybe KD's next, although that was already over and done with. Donovan Mitchell, I don't know. Please come.
Could Damian Lillard have saved this team?
Well, if he was at Miami Heat, yeah. But otherwise, we're not going to get into hypotheticals. I don't want to get into hypotheticals, but, congratulations on the series win, Chaz. I'm sure you guys are going to be bragging about it all off season when you lose in the second round.
Well, there's no way that the Celtics are going to lose in the second round. They face either the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Orlando Magic. Cleveland leads that series 3-2 in Game 6, which kicks off tonight, 7 p.m. Hopefully, it doesn't even matter who they face. Kristaps Porzingis is probably going to miss most, if not all, of that series, and it won't matter. Evan Mobley, Paulo Banchero, whoever that Kristaps was going to guard, will be a non-factor. The Celtics have the most depth that a roster's ever seen in NBA history, so they're built for a championship run. It's pretty much already in the bag. Will you be coming to the parade when it kicks off? We get out a little early, might be able to make something happen. get up to Boston.
Well, if
ship
you,
up to Boston.
If you cordially invite me, I'll consider it. I will consider it.
See what winning looks like.
I highly doubt that there will be a parade. I mean, there might be a depressive parade. If they do lose, and if they lose, I'll have a parade of my own.
Well, there's a lot of people who are going to be eating their words when the Celtics do what everyone knows the Celtics could do. There's not a team in the NBA. People think the Nuggets maybe could take down these Boston
Celtics. The Nuggets
Celtics.
can beat the Celtics.
There's not a chance.
Yeah, they can.
Come on. It's like the same deal with the Bucks. We saw how they're getting handled this year. Nuggets in a 7-game series, they don't have a chance to get past us. And the Celtics keep on rolling. Doesn't matter that they're missing Kristaps. We'll be fine. And before we move on from the Celtics, I just want to mention, what's up with the Heat trying to injure almost all our players? Is that Heat culture right there?
I guess that's Heat culture, Chaz. I mean,
Hitman culture.
If you can't handle what we're laying out, I guess don't play the game.
Oh wow! I wonder if there's a saying about can't handle the heat. Get out of the kitchen. I would have went that way.
That was horrible.
Right. Whoa! Come on.
That's horrible. That's horrible. My first
good
podcast
law.
back, and that was like a horrible.
It seemed like a natural decision to go in that direction that you just decided not to. I'm disappointed, but let's move on to another Boston team. Keep going through this Boston sports breakdown. Record scratch sound effect. If you want a segment to lead it off here. With the Bruins, they led 3-1 in the first round over the Maple Leafs. They dropped Game 5 in overtime. And, all right, what are we doing? And just dropped Game 6. So we're moving on to a Game 7 here. Probably not the best idea if you want to keep a job if you're going to lose 3-1 twice in a row after losing 3-1 to the Panthers. Kind of looking like we're going to do it again. I mean,
yeah.
There's still time. There's still Game 7, but
yeah, I might have to actually watch some hockey here, Chaz. I mean, Game 7 to see a Boston team which I have no affiliation of, just being taken down like that again. That seems interesting.
Yep, 3-1 leads in back-to-back first rounds. Hopefully they power through it. They're trying to get the chance to rematch the Florida Panthers in the next round of the playoffs. Hopefully avenge that loss, but first they got to get through this Game 7 versus the Maple Leafs. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. And let's go move to the Red Sox and then the Patriots so we can transition into the NFL draft after that. Because the Red Sox, they're performing above expectations. Their pitching staff doing great. Tanner Houck and Cutter Crawford both doing miles, leaps, and bounds above what they were expected for this rotation. Andrew Bailey's just a miracle worker out there, really holding down the fort. I don't know what Dave Bush was doing, but this man might have been the most overpaid player or coach in the history of the game just for having a job, because Andrew Bailey has made this team look great with the same staff. Bullpen's looking strong. The offense is starting to wake up. They're facing the Giants, looking for a sweep here, and after 2 strong first games to open, they got to close it out, and they already won the series, but it's just good to see a Red Sox team that's kind of definitely defying expectations. Willie Abreu's looking great. Jarren Duran, of course. Yoshida started to wake up. Now he's hurt, but a bunch of new faces in, helping out. Looks like the Red Sox have some life here as we enter the month of May. They're still kind of in the dance and not officially, or at least unofficially, out of the playoff hunt. They kind of seem like they could compete this year once again. Moving to the Patriots, and the future is here, finally.
Again.
I know you were tuned into the NFL draft from wherever you were during that time.
Yeah.
You got a early morning special, I believe.
I was back in Kampong Cham in Cambodia, which is a good 2 hours away from the capital, Phnom Penh. And there was kind of the issue of Wi-Fi, but I managed to find a spot which gave me endless Wi-Fi, aka the second floor of my family's house over there, my mom's side of the family. I got to watch through the Pat McAfee show with Bill Belichick on coverage. I thought he did a pretty good job there. I had to switch over a couple of times and back because, I wasn't really rocking with shenanigans sometimes, or,
No fun guy.
Hey, I want my coverage, and I don't want, some dude, just, predicting whatever hat.
He did.
I know he did, but
he did it.
I'm just saying. I would like...
Taking shots at Oz the Mentalist is a bad idea.
I'm sure Oz the Mentalist is a fantastic guy, but, for me...
He was literally doing witchcraft, and here you are just taking shots at his entire gimmick.
Okay. Oz the Mentalist was not the worst person on that coverage, okay?
Who?
It was the dude with the little southern accent dude. I'm not even sure who he was.
What was he wearing?
Wearing a cowboy hat or whatever? I don't know.
On the draft board?
Not the guy in the draft.
It could have been. Was it a player in the middle, or were they on the left?
I think his name was Matt Miller or something.
Who?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That was my first time watching the supposed McAfee show.
Well, there's a reason. There's a reason why the ESPN paid insane money to get the Pat McAfee show. And I think they definitely showed it off in that broadcast.
Yeah.
A fun time with Bill Belichick.
I like Bill Belichick more than the other draft analyst.
Well, Boston Connor and Ty Schmidt, they're doing their own thing. Of course.
Maybe his name was Ty Schmidt.
Well, Ty Schmidt was dressed up as Mad Mel Kiper, so he's trying to do a Mel Kiper accent while he was there.
Oh.
So I guess
he
that
kind of
could
sucked
be.
At that.
I don't appreciate you taking shots at one of the best members of that show. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I personally did not like it.
Well, at least the Pat McAfee show was giving everyone the picks way before they actually happened, even though they were at the venue. It kind of got shut down at the end, but while it happened, it was still fun.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're watching the draft for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's faster than the actual draft. More entertaining between picks. No one needs to hear all this. So it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But you were watching the draft from there, and you saw everything that went down, reacted along with us over in Cambodia. And Patriots drafted Drake May, 3rd overall. What are you thinking?
I like the pick. I've heard comparisons of Josh Allen, Justin Herbert type player, and to have that player in that caliber in this organization was a massive difference to from when Mac Jones was drafted. He was like a high floor, low ceiling type QB. Obviously he didn't reach that ceiling. Or he might have actually even crashed the floor. Considering the last 2 years. Now Mac Jones is in Jacksonville, and now we have a new number 10 in the building, Drake May, who should be the far more better quarterback, as long as Coach Gerard Mayo, Alex Van Pelt, can all do some magic and get Drake May to be the best player he can be. There was some flip-flopping on whether we would have traded the 3rd pick or whether or not Drake May would have even been the 3rd pick. Earlier in the offseason, that Jaden Daniels was in consideration before Washington, really solidified that throughout the offseason. But I'm happy with Drake May. I'm happy to see what we can do with this offense. This entire draft class was offense for the Patriots besides one player. Marcellus Dial in the 6th round cornerback. But I'm interested to see how this Patriots offense looks this season, especially with all the new shiny weapons and all that.
Well, they also drafted another quarterback along with Drake May and Joe Milton III from Tennessee. What do you see New England doing with him? They're saying he could compete for a quarterback spot. He could be a tight end. A lot of people thinking he'll play like a Taysom Hill role. Or is he just getting cut? Next Tom Brady, 6th-round pick, who knows? Has a cannon of an arm, we all know that.
Yeah, he can throw an orange 100 yards apparently, so if we replace football with oranges, that's a pretty good guy to have, but unfortunately football is not played with oranges. But Joe Milton, I think they're going to keep him at quarterback, but I wouldn't be surprised if Gerard Mayo, in his first season, tries some stuff out with Milton. Like you said, that Taysom Hill role could be interesting to look at. I mean, we've heard some crazy stuff. Just recently, Jalen Warren was talking about the Steelers special teams coordinator using Justin Fields as a kick returner with the new kickoff rules, which is interesting to say the least. If we do use Joe Milton like that, that'd be interesting to watch. But it's early. It's after the draft. We're just a week past the draft, so we're gonna have to see how everything looks by training camp or off-season voluntary workouts.
Well, people are very excited for the first time in a while coming out of a Patriots draft, and they think that everything went right for once. And most people are actually we did the right thing on most of these picks.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick no longer drafting, and suddenly everyone's happy.
Yeah, Elliott Wolf, not in risk of losing his job by the Patriot fan base. The first 3 picks, really. I mean, it was what?
Quarterback, wide receiver, and
tackle.
Lineman.
Yeah.
And all the spots that fans were saying we needed to fill.
Yeah, in that order, too.
Then we went back to the line, got a guard, right back to wide receiver, picked up a cornerback, quarterback, finished off in the 7th round with a defensive back, Jaheim Bell. And, there's a lot of upside with these wide receivers. Jalen Polk and Javon Baker both look like weapons. Both seem to have a lot more, fan support behind them than anyone ever gave N'Keal Harry.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the roughest picks, up there with Cole Strange.
That may have been the roughest pick. I mean, Cole Strange, we could see.
Reach.
Yeah, a reach, but, maybe down the line, hopefully, we could see maybe something.
Everyone's seen how N'Keal Harry and the people drafted after N'Keal Harry. We got A.J. Brown crying to become a Patriot and then doesn't. There's some trade rumors about getting A.J. Brown. He followed the Patriots, changed his profile picture to Tom Brady.
Yeah, that
quickly snuffed those out.
That 2019 draft class was certainly something. Joe Juan Williams.
Found the one person that could bust.
Yeah, that's kind of Jake Bailey, for a couple of years was pretty good. But other than that, that 2019 class was horrific.
Yeah. Well, no longer having to worry about that. Bill Belichick seems like he's kind of enjoying himself now on the media side of things. We'll see how he sticks around, making weekly appearances on the Pat McAfee show, I believe, every Monday or something.
Yeah, Bill Belichick, Thunderbolt Sports Talk needs some guests for the final week, so if you're free.
Yeah, we're approaching AP as the year winds down. AP test coming up as well, so busy time.
Yeah. Maybe he could coach us to some 5s on the exams.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of action, and the Patriots draft looked pretty good, and in the NFL as a whole, there's been some great quotes coming out, especially from, our Patriots. Javon Baker had a good one, but the big one's coming from Keon Coleman over with Buffalo. He's just left and right dropping classic lines in these interviews. If anything, he's at least a funny guy because his play seems strong. He kind of slipped down the draft board a little bit, and I'm excited to see him if he keeps talking like this. He talked about his golf game, said he was, what was it? Instead of Tiger Woods, he was Tiger I wish I would, or I wish I could. That's pretty good. And just the lines continue coming from Keon Coleman in his opening presser. He decided to treat himself to some of the press food and even split a cookie. So, good guy.
I would indulge too.
Good guy. And for Javon Baker, he's saying he can perform miracles. He'll make people in wheelchairs stand up. I'm excited to see what that means. Yeah. We'll see.
Hopefully he lives up to the talk and, makes people in wheelchairs stand up, in Gillette Stadium where hopefully, it's unlikely, but hopefully we're up 30-0 against some team. But, like I said, it's unlikely. But Javon Baker, Jalen Polk, if they rise up to be a pretty good receiver duo and down the line, I mean, we have a lot of wide receiver twos on this roster. So it'll be interesting to see how they're getting into the mix.
Do you think there's any room for Juju Smith-Schuster at this point?
At this point, he's really going to have to show it in training camp to prove that he still belongs on this team. I think with the way things are moving, I think that Elliott Wolf or, Gerard Mayo would be fine with cutting Juju if he underperformed. But, there's a lot of receivers on the Patriots right now that are just like okay or,
Tyquan Thornton's definitely not safe. Bailey Zappi's not safe.
Yeah.
Kendrick Bourne,
Kendrick Bourne is probably safe. Demario Douglas definitely safe. KJ Osborne, we just signed him.
Yeah, he'll stay.
A 1-year deal. If anything crazy happens this offseason, this offseason, I don't know, but he's probably safe. So that's including the rookies. That's like 5 receivers. That's like basically enough for, a group there. And, odd guys out could be Juju, could be Tyquan, maybe even KJ, although that's unlikely. But we'll see how it goes in the offseason or the rest of this offseason.
The other quote from Keon Coleman in his opening press conference was before he sat down, he was talking with someone about where he got his jacket from. He seems like a very money-conscious person, as he was proud to say he got it from Macy's for $79.89.
That's fine.
They got all the colors there.
Yeah.
And it's a guest jacket, so TSM's own Junior Joaquin Hernandez probably excited about that, seeing one of his favorite puffer jackets being worn by an NFL player who has them in plenty colors, and he'll need to get a blue one now.
Hey, save a buck where you can.
Well, that's pretty good for the Bills. Excited to see how they do with Keon Coleman. Get some weapons, no longer with Stephon Diggs there helping you out.
Traded down a couple of times, including with the Chiefs, who subsequently drafted Xavier Worthy, the fastest player in combine history, 4.21 speed. So, that if that rolls out and Coleman is not there, not good, or, Worthy is the next Tyreek Hill, that could be biting the Bills in the future sometime.
And so TSM, or at least me, you, and Mr. Simone had a little mock draft going on, and it turned out Mr. Simone brought it home.
Yeah.
If he didn't bring it home, he should have just hung it up right there and never tried again. He tossed in about 5 entries, and the final one apparently was the one to take the cake.
Yeah.
I went one time, did it through, no trays or nothing. I didn't even know how to do it, but I got the second place, and you're dead last.
Yeah.
I don't know. You said you were drafting off vibes.
Yeah, drafting off vibes. Yeah, I guess the vibes are bad.
Well,
I didn't anticipate, there being a quarterback,
vibes,
extra quarterback being taken, in the top 10. Michael Penix.
The same vibes you bring to Cranston East Sports, you brought to your mock draft and back to the bottom of the standings.
It's just one loss. We're still doing good. 2 days in, baseball's winning.
They did win.
Tennis is still rolling on. So
they did.
I'm gonna keep in there. I'm gonna hold on in there.
Still time.
Yeah.
A lot of season left. The TSM Athlete of the Year coming up shortly in the year. Follow TB Sports Media on Instagram to keep up with that, as well as X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm sure you'll both be able to see the updates on either platform. Just to finish off on our draft thoughts, seeing as it's a little late here for us to be talking about it. We're constantly moving sports world. White cornerback drafted.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles get Cooper DeJean.
Congratulations, Chaz.
Yep, can't wait to see him move him to safety anyways after being a history-making cornerback who definitely slid down the board a little. Saw him in the first round. NFL teams didn't. I know if you were still watching the Pat McAfee Show broadcast at that time, that the man that you were hating on, Ty Schmidt, was very upset that the Packers didn't pick.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
The Packers didn't pick Cooper DeJean, but we just gotta keep on going.
Yeah.
The Falcons surprised everyone. I know some of the big surprises from your reactions over text were when the Falcons got Michael Penix Jr. for no reason, or maybe they know more than us. I don't know why the
24-year-old who's going to sit behind for 4 years.
The coach or whatever just said if he sits for 4 or 5 years, it's a good thing. I guess you signed Kirk Cousins for a ton of money though, and now you can't play him, or you can't play one of them, and it's either a first-round pick or you're the quarterback you signed for a ton.
Yeah,
pretty weird decision to make. Bo Nix goes to Denver. That's Sean Payton's guy. He likes what he sees. I know there's Drew Brees comparisons there, but
how tall is Bo Nix?
I don't know that off the top of my head, but
I'll search that up right now because, the Broncos, tall white quarterbacks. Last time Paxton Lynch didn't really go well.
The Broncos made Brock Osweiler into something. Just going on tangent.
Oh, 6'2".
Oh, there you go. It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Average for quarterbacks, I guess, for height-wise. I don't know.
Get the job done.
Yeah.
Well, let's look into a little East news here. Senior year is winding down. A lot of senior activities. The convocation's coming up. There's plenty of walking the halls with your old elementary schools. I don't think we're going to walk your elementary school, but
no, I don't think so.
You could go to Bain.
Bain?
Yeah.
I can just go to a middle school?
Yeah, well, there's tour.
I don't know if I want to, be high-fiving middle school students.
This isn't High Five Friday. You just walk.
Oh, just walk? I don't know if I still want to go into middle school at this point in my life.
You were only there for like 1 year, right?
Or like 3 months.
Oh, damn.
Kind of,
right,
before COVID happened.
Well, I guess you don't really have much of memories from Bain then.
Either way, I wouldn't want to go into middle school.
All right. Well, there's 4 tours, and they all go to different elementary schools. Some go to Parkview, some go to Bain. Probably end up going with the group that goes to Parkview and Dew Temple and whatever schools. I don't even know. I could go to Barrows, but it's not even my teachers. It's not even my people anymore. They're just the other just the building. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it's pretty rough. Yeah. So I know there's a lot of teachers from my time at Barrows that are at different schools that are on the group that goes to 2 groups go to Parkview, 2 groups go to Bain. One of the groups that goes to Parkview doesn't. I don't even know. But the difference is one of them goes to all the good schools, one of them goes to all the mid schools. Yeah. And I'll be going on the good one. I need to get a permission slip probably, but should be an exciting time with all the senior activities, including prom coming up.
Yeah, if I don't get to see them, last minute thing. Reservoir Ave Elementary School, my alma mater. What's up?
Reservoir Ave Elementary School?
Yeah, in Providence, not in Cranston.
Oh, that's a heck of a name for an elementary school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Reservoir Robins.
Ooh.
The worst basketball team I've ever seen in my life.
Chester Barrows might have you beat on that one. You can watch the replay of our game on Facebook Live, I believe.
I wouldn't. So,
I was wearing full knee-high athletic socks to play in that basketball game.
Yeah, so back in middle school, I didn't realize how bad our basketball team was until I saw them back in middle school. When I was watching them with my sister, and they got destroyed 48 something. It was not good at all. I understand they're kids, but if I were coaching them, I'd probably make it closer, even though I'm probably not that great of a coach. Either way, I'd just teach them to play hard and play good.
Yeah, my elementary school played Stadium. I know we played Stadium, and I don't know the other school that we played. Pretty sure we lost both and lost them bad. It's all right, but prom is pretty cheap this year.
Yeah.
Class council
$30
hooping for once here, as they got the price down. Great menu selection of chicken.
Parm? Chicken parm?
I don't know. It just says chicken.
Chicken?
They didn't specify.
What?
It's probably chicken parm.
Yeah, I hope it's chicken parm. If we're
chicken parm and pasta pomodoro or something. I don't know what the other word is.
What's pomodoro?
Or primavera. I don't know. Yeah, pasta primavera. It's the vegetarian option.
Oh.
The chicken parm's probably going to be fine. I don't know. You can't mess it up that bad.
I swear to God, if it's just chicken, I'm leaving like the second. I'm leaving in a second.
So you're going to be there?
If I can.
Uphill climb for Buddy after heading off to Cambodia for 3 weeks, over 3 weeks. Now trying to fight the good fight to get back here.
Yeah. We're going to walk the mighty hill.
And then hopefully it ends with you walking the stage, or maybe you'll just have to go pick it up from the main office the day after.
Oh, well.
Well, also big news and prom news. Ben & Jerry's bar. What were your votes for ice cream?
Well, the first flavor I saw interesting was Colin Kaepernick's Change the World ice cream. What did he do? Chaz showing his support for Colin Kaepernick, and his cause, with his hand raised right there. So thank you, Chaz. Yeah. I guess supporting Ashton too. Thank you, Ashton, for supporting Colin Kaepernick's cause.
What a great guy.
All right,
that was next pick.
All right, next pick. I think was chocolate chip cookie dough or whatever.
Boring.
Oh, I mean, I like it. It's what flavors I like, not what flavors are the most unique.
So
third, I don't know, something else chocolate. I don't know.
Oh wow.
I'm a big chocolate guy. I'm a big chocolate guy.
Well, chocolate sucks.
Why?
It's too harsh. It's just a harsh
Too
flavor.
harsh.
Especially ice cream. Chocolate ice cream, chocolate cake. You can get away with a brownie. Brownies aren't too chocolatey, but
I think you just hate chocolate.
Nah. But for my ice cream choices, I had to go simple. First pick, vanilla. Of course.
Fine. That's fine.
You can't have an ice cream cart if you're not going to have vanilla in it.
That's
I might as
fine.
well have wasted my vote because there's no way that cart won't have vanilla. Second pick, I went with Churray for churro or whatever it was called.
Churray for churro?
It was a pretty great flavor. Cinnamony.
Oh, so you've tried it?
Nope. I've had Ben & Jerry's once. I don't even remember what I got.
Wow.
It wasn't that, though. And then for the third pick, highly controversial, the lemonade sorbet was what I went with.
Lemonade ice cream?
Well, it's sorbet.
I'd rather have lemonade with ice cream.
It's sorbet. Big difference. What do you mean lemonade with ice cream?
Oh, I want lemonade to drink.
I doubt that.
I miss all my American drinks.
You could have mint chocolate chip ice cream with lemonade.
Ew.
Whoa. What's wrong now?
I don't like mint.
Tim, what's your AP exam schedule looking like now that you've kind of missed a lot of practice while away? How many are you looking at?
I'm looking at 2 exams, the lit one and the psych one. End of the day, I'm going to be like, screw it. It might be a wing.
You're ready to get it done?
Depending on how I'm feeling, it might be a wing for both.
What about your AP exam pass rate so far? You're 100%?
100% so far.
AP Scholar?
Yeah, 4. I mean, not AP Scholar. I don't think I've taken enough AP.
It's
How
3.
many APs do you... I don't have...
Oh, this guy skipped English, bro. That's so bad.
Sorry.
That was a crazy decision.
Sorry, I didn't want to do
Set yourself up.
I didn't want to do the summer work.
You did study sync.
No, Mr. Russo never made us do.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah,
This kid just
made us
did
do study
AP
sync.
work instead in a
He made us do
CP class.
study sync from the book.
Yeah, that's rough, buddy.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the people in there.
Well,
so
it's all about the experience.
It's my high school experience.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting on 4 AP tests this year. We got AP CSA, which is looking very rough. AP CSP, which is looking very easy. AP Stats and AP Lit should be fine. Let's move from Lit to AP Lit. AP
Oh, my God.
English Literature, of course, the class that we go to right after this period. I won't. I'm going to head home, actually.
Mr. Smith's going to be very depressed that you won't be going.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I got to go head down to Maryland and call some championship game lacrosse at the University of Maryland should be exciting.
This leaves me as Ron Roberts' top option in Rhode Island, I guess.
For 2 days until
for 2 days
I return.
You're going
to go all over.
I get
to creation.
I get to broadcast LaSalle versus Boston College High.
No, at least you got a prep team. If you see LaSalle lacrosse face any team in the state, they're winning by 50. If they try, they stop their scoring around 20. They really lighten it up, and then it's running clock for the second half. But that first half, it's just score. And then the bench players come in for the second half.
I'm assuming BC High is directly correlated to Boston College, unless it's just named after the college for no reason.
There's some correlation, I'm sure. I don't think you can get away with naming it like that without it. There's definitely some affiliation, but English, you haven't really been here, but you're jumping right back into the fray as we're starting Macbeth, and we're through Act 1. You picked up your role here, and you're talking as Lady Macbeth, I believe.
Yep, I am Lady Macbeth.
Up and down journey after you managed to lose your position.
Yeah.
I almost challenged you again just to see you lose it, but that would mean I'd be stuck as Lady Macbeth. So I did not want to do that. So you got your uncontested role, and Act 2 continues. What have you thought about the book so far? Have you caught up on Act 1 that you missed out on?
I still got to catch up on a little bit more, after the podcast, but, I'm just confused by it. I'm not going to lie. The language has definitely gotten me off. I mean, it hasn't got me off guard, but it has me confused and searching up things that, some I wouldn't usually search up, but, maybe as the more I delve into this Macbeth, the more I like this story, and the more I get to enjoy the last few weeks in AP literature as
Shakespeare, I think, at least in Macbeth, is not going all the way crazy as sometimes he does with his weird languages and all that, but it's definitely a Shakespeare book.
I did appreciate Beowulf and, the book giving us a translation of everything, although that was a very, very tough Old English to try and comprehend, which is why we needed the translation for the new one. But I'm glad we get to experience Shakespeare either way.
And 42 minutes, another episode winding down here. Anything else you want to bring up? Covered a lot of sports, covered a lot of NBA. Of course, the playoffs roll on in the hockey world and basketball world, baseball regular season. One thing we got to mention, though, before we sign off, your Arizona Diamondbacks had a delay in their game due to a bee nest on the net right above the fans. Fans evacuated the area, and in came a beekeeper to save the day, get the game going on time.
Awarded with the first pitch.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he also got paid. Maybe I wouldn't work for just a first pitch, but, maybe it means more to a lifelong Arizona Diamondbacks fan. So I would ask you, as a lifelong Arizona Diamondbacks fan, would you take a first pitch from your favorite baseball team as payment when you're doing such a job?
I would take
you
that,
have to
but
get that nest out of there.
I'd take that plus a little bit extra, add a couple of money in there, enough to buy me, something good from, the shop or whatever.
The beekeeping business is definitely good after a lot of promotion coming from his heroic effort there.
There can be a lot of wishing beekeepers in, Arizona now. Those kids are going to look up to that beekeeper and say, I want to be him one day.
Well, maybe.
Anything else I can add, or, because I do want to add a quick important lesson.
Go ahead.
For those traveling abroad, make sure you know what you're eating, or, take a close look at what you're eating. You never know. You're going to get caught off guard, and then you find some bugs on one of the skewers whenever you're eating street food, and then you realize it too late, and then, you're having a bad time the rest of your trip.
Was this an experience that you had this time around, or a past experience?
In Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand.
Ah.
So. Please make sure you know what type of food you're eating and make sure you're taking the proper precautions.
Well, good thing that you're back so you can be the only person taking these slips again of Monday motivation.
I mean, I saw them. Most of the pockets were empty.
Maybe they just put in one just for you.
Every small unselfish action nudges the world into a better path. An accumulation of small acts can change the world. What small acts have you done, Chaz?
Showed up today. I could have stayed home.
And now you're just leaving.
I gotta head out. Head to Maryland.
It's
a shame.
Just saying, screw Mr. Smith and his AP Literature class. I'm going away to Maryland.
It's a big day for the Fans Only Sports Network to head off to Nationals. One of the farthest trips the company's taken. We got me, Larry Yin.
I think that may be the farthest trip.
Along with other URI royalty and Tim Duffy and Matt Vucinos. Should be a fun time.
Me, Evan, Jake LaMantia, other people, man at the helm here.
Yeah, you'll have a great time back home, and we'll be back on Sunday and probably way too late to even consider going to school tomorrow or on that Monday, obviously. And then Tuesday, AP exams. And then the saga continues Wednesday, the English AP exam, along with I take the English AP exam, then I take the CSA exam. That's why there's no way I'm passing the CSA exam. It's just set up for failure. And then May 15th or something, I have to wait until I take the CSP exam, which should be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, CSA, that's a bad attitude to have, Chad.
You don't know about CSA. It is rough.
You gotta be mentally tough, Chaz.
Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's terrible.
Not with that attitude.
Not
with that attitude.
I'll take that one on the chin. If I get a 2, I'll be surprised. I'll just leave it at that. Tim, sign us off here. Episode 12, the return of Tim Yeen. Went pretty well. I mean, you watched the 2 episodes while you were on vacation.
Yeah.
Had some guests on.
Yeah, I like the first episode without me better. No offense to Ashton.
Oh, wow. I've only taking shots at the guy sitting in the room with you, listening here we had Emmett Billings and Evan Morell on in your absence, and then we had Ashton Allison on in our last episode, but good thing to have you back, and good thing to have the Heat out of the playoffs, and good thing to have Boston sports coming back into the championship picture as they should. Tim, sign us off.
Welcome, Franchise.